naimbag nga aldaw at ito'y tema na apo iti official talk show iti Provincial Government of La Union daytoy iti La Union agkaysa Talks and Thoughts from the Capital. Siya apo ni Jappy Marbella iti Media Affairs Office. Katatanga aldaw apo intay pagtutungtungan daytoy napataglaunay nga topic. Tatanga bulan apo iti Oktubre, we are actually observing the National Mental Health Month. Kat may samat apo nga priority ni Apo Governor Mario Ortega kat daytoy panangitan dudo tayo and to open the conversations daytoy mental health because this is really one of the pressing issues na kinakaharap po ng ating mga kabataan dito sa probinsya ng La Union and the youth in general. Iso nga, nag-asa tayo apo, we have three wonderful ladies na makakasama po natin para pag-usapan ang mental health at ano-anong uri ng tulong ang pwedeng ibigay sa ating mga ka-Ilyocano na dumaranas nga po ng kanilang issues pagdating sa kanilang mental health. Kaya naman, una po, ating mapapakinggan ang kanilang opening statements kan iti panagkablaaw da kadagiti ka-Ilyocano tayo. Intay mga ganpay, umuna iti Instructor 1, iti Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, Mid-La Union Campus, iso na apo kat registered psychometrician and registered psychologist. Naimbag nga aldaw mo, Ma'am Jessel Keith Garcia.
Good morning, sir.
Yan. Greeting naman sa ating mga ka-Ilyocano.
Hello po, good morning mga ka-Ilyocano. Happy National Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yan. Okay, so si Ma'am, she is an educator, kaya malalaman natin mamaya ano-ano nga ba or madami nang interested ba ngayon na maging mga psychologists? We'll find that out later on. We also have here our Medical Officer 3 from the Department of Education, La Union Schools Division Office na imbag nga aldaw mo, Dr. May Laverne Sibayan Oriña.
Naimbag na aldaw, sir. Naimbag na bigat, ti aming ka-Ilyocano. Happy National Mental Health Month to all. Happy to be here.
Alright, and of course, iti counselor apo, guidance counselor from Dimsu Mid La Union Campus Matlaang. Naimbag nga aldaw mo, Ma'am Alicia Lan.
Na imbag nga aldaw tay amin mga ka-Ilyocano, and thank you for inviting us for this talk show.
Okay. So disclaimer lang nga po, as we go in the discussions, there might be triggers or meron tayong mga mapag-uusapan na mga sensitive topics. So trigger warning po sa ating mga ka-Ilyocanong Agbuya-Tata. If you think you will not be comfortable with some of the sensitive situations na mapag-uusapan, we suggest na, sige, maglalagay na lang tayo ng mga guide dyan kung saang pwede ka mag-skip ng timestamp para you could choose na lang kung ano yung mga pwede nating piliin na topic na papanoorin. Okay, so umuna-launay National Mental Health Month. So we know amun tayo mga rod, what is this observance about? Ano yung mga advocacies natin that we do in observance of the National Mental Health Month. Ma'am?
Okay, so good morning po ulit. So when we talk about mental health awareness, it is not just about knowing mental illnesses, but rather it's about understanding the full spectrum of mental wellness. So when we talk about awareness, it talks about, number one, we identify and detect the early signs of emotional distress sa ating mga students and even the faculty and the personnel of the organization. So in us, in academe, ang ginagawa po namin, we do not reprimand students. Like for example, lagi po silang late, hindi nakakapagpasa ng activities, what could be wrong. So we try to talk with the student na ano kayang possible reason bakit lagi kang late. And hindi muna natin siya ipapunish. And in psychology kasi, one of the best thing to do is to reinforce the good behavior rather than punishing the child. Lalong-lalo na sa mga adolescents, hindi na kumbaga applicable ang punishment for them. So what we do, for example, we provide rewards kapag complete yung attendance. Pero kapag merong mga lapses sa kanyang attendance, kailangan mo munang tanungin yung bata. Kasi possible, there is a problem within their house. And ayaw naman natin na hindi na nga siya okay sa bahay. Pagdating pa sa school, dagdag pa ng emotional stress niya. So if ever habitual yung tardiness niya, hindi siya pumapasok, we often refer them to the guidance. But before that, kailangan po muna siyang kausapin. And pangalawa, we try to challenge the stigma and misconception about mental health issues that prevent the students or individuals from seeking help. Ano po yung tinatawag po ba nating stigma? So these are the negative beliefs, views, and attitudes towards a person who is experiencing undesirable or indifferent na situation. In psychology or mental health context, it talks about the views of the society sa mga taong nakakaranas ng mental health issues. And we know, before, mental health issues is a very taboo topic, but for now, looking at the drastic rise of the cases on mental health issues, one possible reason could be mas open kasi yung mga adolescents now sa usapin ng mental health issues. So, what we do is we encourage them to speak up because we listen without judgment. And kung may problems, kumbaga kami as a teacher in the academy, we serve as the second mother. Kaya we encourage them na mag-open up sa amin, and it could be kung kailanganin ng crisis intervention, we refer them to the guidance office. And lastly, we want to create an atmosphere wherein emotional expression or yung pag-open up ng mga bata and seeking help is seen as a strength, not a weakness. Okay? So, parang physical health lang yan. If you are not okay, you take a rest. So, ganun din when it comes to mental health, we seek help if we are not okay.
Alright, ang ganda po ng opening statement. So, from the statement pa lang ni Ma'am Jessel, mental health is part of our health. Dapat hindi natin yan binabaliwala. Kasi lang man og-gurigor ka, di ba? Kailangan din mag-rest yan. So, if you're going through some mental issues, kailangan ding ipahinga. Now, we have here our colleagues, yung mga kasamahan natin who are guiding ang ating mga kabataan, both in the secondary and elementary education level from DepEd at sa tertiary po natin. Now, we have observances kagaya na po nitong National Mental Health Month kung saan na pag-uusapan natin ang mental health. I'd like to ask, ano na nga ba ang sitwasyon kasi talaga ngayon sa ating mga paaralan na mga pinagdadaanan ng ating mga kabataan in terms of their mental health? Nasabi ni Ma'am Giselle kanina that they are now very vocal about their mental issues, but I'd like to ask, ingati sitwasyon ba talaga dagiti ubing tayo? First, siguro in the high school and elementary.
Ang na-observe natin sa ating mga learners ngayon, I think it's the blessing, no? We all know na social media has disadvantages and advantages, no? But the blessing of having social media and the whole world at the fingertips of our learners is they are more open, no? In talking about their mental health. So, yung mga learners natin ngayon, makikita mo yan. Mas open sila. Sabihin nila, I'm feeling a little anxious. So, the terms, no, that siguro nung mga earlier years natin, nung tayo yung mga bata-bata, it's very difficult to talk about, no, with our adults. Yung mga teachers natin, mga parents natin, mas nagiging madali siyang pag-usapan ngayon. Kasi the learners themselves, alam nila na these things are not healthy for me mentally, mga ganyan. Even sa ating sa mga posts nila, makikita mo yan. Sabihin nila, yung amount of school load is too much for my mental health, mga ganyan. So, it's a blessing, no? Na kung hindi man nila natutunan sa atin, sa adults in their lives, no, in their real lives, nakikita nila online and they know that it's okay to talk about it, no? Sabi nga ni Ma'am kanina, we have started in the Department of Education redefining, no, what mental health means. Na hindi ibig sabihin na kailangan kapag meron kang problem sa mental health is may sakit ka or yung stigma na sinasabi natin, yun yung trust din ng Department of Education na kasama siya sa curriculum and kasama siya sa ating conversations, consultations with our learners na nire-remind natin sila all the time na it's okay for them to speak up their feelings, no? And they are surrounded by DepEd personnel, their teachers, their school heads, yung mga nurses nila sa schools. They are surrounded by people who are supportive of them and are willing to give them help.
Wow. So those are for our kids, our teenagers who are as young as grade 12 pababa. Tama?
Yes.
Anong mga age range ito, ma'am?
So, 18 years old,
Pababa, o diba?
Ang pinakabata natin is kinder, 5 years old yan.
See, so from those age na lang, we can see na they are very aware yung mga ganitong usapin na po about their mental health. Kaya naman, maganda, they could speak for themselves na dagito yung kastoy nga padpadasan da. But of course, it's different no college dan. Dagito yung parang they are already in the age of majority, haanda nga minors on because they are 19 above. They are already in the college level. Inyang mati sitwasyon, ma'am, iti college?
For us, in the college, medyo yung they keep for themselves about regarding mental health. Ang ginagawa namin in our school, I have to talk with them first before I will refer it to our physician. Kasi mas grabe ang mental health ng mga college minsan. What we are doing in the school setting is, if first, I have to talk to the person concerned. Pag meron kaming na-oobserbahan about mental health of somebody else. And then, if we need to refer to our clinic physician, then that's the time na i-endorse namin sa school namin, sa in charge sa clinic. And then, depende na po sa school physician namin kung ano ang assessment na lalabas. And then, our school physician will give referral to the experts at the ITRMC, because we have a 24 hours on duty about experts on mental health. Maybe they will refer some psychological tests or they need counseling or more. Kasi ang mga college minsan, marunong silang magtago ng mga problema nila. Unless you will motivate them to tell their problems to us as guidance counselors. Mas mabuti yon. Because we need to give also individual counseling kung ano ang nangyayari. Kasi ang mga college minsan madamdamin sa mga parents. Alam mo naman ang mga parents ngayon, especially financial needs. Kasi ang college iba doon sa high school. Ang high school,
libre.
Tama yung sinabi ni ma'am na we have to know about their attitudes as learners, kung ano ang kinakailangan. If they need also group counseling for mental health, we can do that in the college. So yun lang po.
I see. Okay, so it also comes with age, no? So, iba-ibang factors din talaga yan. Yung family nila, yung upbringing nila, yung age din nila, at yung actual situation that they are going through in that specific period of time. So, iba-iba talaga ang sitwasyon din po ng bawat isa po sa atin. So nga, himayon tayo man in a psychologist perspective or a psychometrician, when do we know kapag stress tayo at kailan siya nag-level up into anxiety, and then hanggang sa at what point na medyo mahirap na siyang aksyonan na kailangan nang i-refer into hospital. Tell us about that, ma'am.
Okay. When we talk about normal stress kasi, sir, it's temporary and at the same time, it is manageable. So after a series of rest, relaxation, konting pagpapamper, me time, and then yung problem solving, bumabalik naman tayo sa dati nating functioning. However, if the symptoms persist for weeks or even months, that's the time we seek for help. It could be because it is already impairing our functioning, nagkakaroon tayo ng distress, dysfunction. Okay, what could be the warning signs? One could be there is a change in appetite, Could it be hindi ka kumakain or baka
Sobrang kain.
Yung tinatawag natin na stress eating. And there could also be a changes in the sleep patterns. Baka hindi ka na nakakatulog. Alam naman po natin, as a student, sleep is very essential for us. Kasi kapag kulang ka sa tulog, you cannot really function well cognitively. Okay? Or could it be, nasosobrahan naman sa tulog. Okay? And another one is there is an intense feeling of guilt, worry, and even yung guilt and worry po natin. And then, I think one of the most important sign could be yung tinatawag po natin na suicidal ideation or suicidal attempts. Kapag nandoon na sa level ng ganun, I think that's the time that we seek for help na for to our experts or professionals.
I see. Okay, so what I got from your insight, ma'am, ay it's really important din na i-assess mo din talaga yung sarili mo. Na parang kasalamat DJ, physical nga sakit, di ba? No, makita mga agorigol ka, there's nobody else to say nga masama ang pakiramdam mo kundi ikaw, di ba? So, in the level din po ng ating sa schools po nga, ma'am, sa DepEd and sa higher education, for example, if the youth or the child assesses nga hanak okay mentally, what available support ang meron po para sa kanila? First, sa DepEd, ma'am.
Sa DepEd, meron kasing tinatawag natin na rapid psychosocial assessment. So, routine yan. Ginagawa yan every year, no? Sa first 8 weeks ng pasok. So, may self-administered na questionnaire, yung tinatawag natin na rapid heads, na pinapa-answeran natin sa ating mga learners. So, anong mga questions na tinatanong doon sa rapid heads? 12 questions yon, simple questions, answerable by yes or no, na nagtatanong about their health, emotions, yan, kanilang suicidality, lahat yan, no? So, there are 3 specific questions sa ating rapid heads na kapag nag-yes ang learner dun sa any of those 3, that triggers the guidance designate, the advisor, the teachers in the school to immediately refer the learner, no, to more comprehensive na assessment na pwedeng gawin ng guidance designate as long as he or she is trained, or pwedeng i-refer po niya sa ating guidance counselor. So, yun yung isang ginagawa ng Department of Education. So, ano pa lang, first 8 weeks up pa lang ng klase, lahat yan, lahat ng bata, ideally, nasi-screen yan lahat. Then, may existing tayo na internal referral system within DepEd. So, ang nangyayari dyan is yung guidance designate natin, which is a trained teacher, no, on mental health. I-refer niya yan either to our school nurse, or any school health personnel actually, kasi our school health personnel are also trained, no, in MHPSS. Then, kung talagang kailangan ng further pa na counseling or therapy, pwede nating i-refer yan to our guidance counselor. Pag di kaya ng guidance counselor, that's when we refer to external, no, na referrals natin. We have existing network naman dito sa ating province of La Union, no? Pwede kaming mag-refer sa ating we have existing partnerships with our psychological association, yung ating association of psychologists. Yeah, PAP, even the PGCA, ma'am, yung Philippine Guidance Counselor Association, and of course yung ating ITRMC, yung ating mga RHUs. Yan yung ating mga external na partners din. So, ibig sabihin, sa school, if nakita na ng teacher or nakita na anyone from the Department of Education na our learner, na-assess nila na kailangan niya ng mental health intervention, may existing na protocol ng ating Department of Education for that. So, we make sure na yung learner natin, depende sa kanyang, may leveling po kasi yan. Kung kailangan ba immediately, kailangan ba i-follow up natin within the month, or within the school year, yan. May leveling siya sa rapid heads. So, dun pa lang sa assessment na yun, ina-ensure na natin na lahat ng bata, lahat ng learner, makikita natin yung kanilang mga risk with regards to mental health.
Correct. And there's nothing wrong, no? Kunyari, DJ Kumaubing, that na-assess in the first weeks pa lang of the school year na kailangan niyang sumailalim sa ganitong regular na intervention. There's nothing wrong. No, kasi kasalamat lang sakit nga Rodeta, no? Makita nga adadi special attention na kailangan ibigay sa'yo. That's for your well-being, matlaang. Iti biyang Ma'am iti college, is there a uniform guideline from the CHED or sabasabali per college iti assistance tayo kadag iti college students tayo in terms of mental health?
For the college naman po, iba-iba talaga. Kung okay pang, tolerable pang hinahandle ng mga guidance counselor ang mga yan, sa amin muna. Kasi pwedeng i-refer natin ito sa mga experts. Ay, alam mo yung mga after their senior highs, mga college na, oy, ma'am, bakit mo ako i-refer sa mga psychiatry? Yung maging paranoid nga sila. Wala naman ako. Masyasakit sa mga sa mental health ko, ako lang naman, maybe you need rest, mga ganon. As what ma'am said, may labeling ang mga yan. Kung nahahandle pa, no tolerable pa, or hindi na po nahahandle ng mga lower, kailangan nang i-refer sa mga experts po.
I see. Okay, but what's guaranteed ay in the college level at dalatamot dagiti support and mechanisms in place to support our students.
Yes, we have in our college, in our school, in our university.
Okay. One effective way tapno matulungan dagiti ubing or any peer in general nga dumadaan sa mental health issues is to learn from the situation dagiti friends tayo who have undergone the same, and by the help of people around them, they were able to go through and overcome yung mga challenges po na ito. We are lucky taa po iti duwang ka-Eliocana tayo who were brave enough to share their stories. And then mapapakinggan po natin yan, and then we will try to see insights no inya DJ experience da kan inya ti mabalinmet nga maitulong pay kadakwada. So ating panoorin po ito.
Like sa gabi na hindi ako makatulog dahil nga po ang dami pong tumatakbo like sa isip ko, sobrang po ng clouded and all. Tapos minsan po bigla na lang po akong kinakabahan or nababalisa kahit wala naman pong dahilan. Ganun po. And then there are times po naramdam ko yung bigat chest po sa dibdib na parang may batong nakapatong or nakadagan. First po, nag-cope up po ako doon sa anxiety net through writing, since writing has been like my since I was a kid. Yun po, doon ko na lang po binubuhos lahat ng mga bagay or emotions na hindi ko naman po maipaliwanag kahit walang structure, basta I write to, yun nga po, express para mabawasan kahit paano yung bigat ng nararamdaman ko. And then, nagkaroon po ng bigger steps sa buhay ko nung nag-open up po ako sa aking friend, and then next po is sa family, yun po. And doon po nakahanap din po ako ng safe space na, yun po, thankful din kasi yung family ko is hindi nila dinisregard yun, hindi nila parang,
nung pagkabata pa lang ako, parang gusto ko ng yakap ng isang nanay. Tapos, hindi sa akin napadama. Parang may mga times po talaga parang nakaka-depress na nakikita mo yung mga bata na umaakyat sila sa stage na kasama yung parents nila, tapos ikaw may awards ka pero wala ka man lang wala ka man lang parents na kasama. Yun po talaga yung pinaka dark na naranasan ko po sa buhay ko. Paano po ako nagko-cope up? Iniisip ko na lang po na kapag ako naman po yung nagkaroon ng family, hindi ko po ipaparamdam sa magiging anak ko yung naranasan ko. Kasi sobrang hirap po talaga. Parang everyday kailangan mo mag-survive kasi parang walang sumusuporta sa'yo. Tapos, alam mo yung feeling na may mga relatives ka naman pero naglolong ka pa rin po talaga ng pagmamahal ng mga parents mo. Tapos kung paano po ako nagko-cope is, yun po, mga kaibigan ko, kung pinapasaya po nila ako, ganun. Tapos may mga mami din po kasi yung mga friends ko, and sila na lang din po yung tinuturing kong family po.
At napanood nga po natin yung dalawang ka-Ilocana po natin who were brave enough to share their stories. Before we discuss on that, pasalamatan natin sila dahil nga it's really not easy to talk about, di ba? It's hard to open up and to share your stories pa para it's gonna serve na parang guide or lesson sa mga iba pang kasama natin who are going through the same. It's really commendable sa kanila. And all the best. Alam ko naman, meron mga support and intervention that they are going through. Yan, kayang-kaya nyo yan, ating mga ka-Ilocana. Kaya naman, I'd like to ask na ngayon, ano nga ba ang mga tips? Ano yung mga pwedeng advice? You are working with students. Ano yung sa tingin nyong nag-work out na ginagawa ng ating mga kabataan to cope up sa kanilang mga mental health issues? So, una dyan, yung first case natin, she talked about yung concern niya about dun sa family na parang naiinggit siya during graduation, awanti kadwa na umulit stage. Ano yung mga practical na pwedeng gawin ng ating mga students while these are valid concerns, right? Hindi natin sinasabing hindi ito valid situations. Ano yung mga pwedeng nilang gawin, ma'am?
Sir, I just want to comment muna doon sa unang case. It's very sad. It's because the family should be the first source of love, safety, and comfort. Pero may nabasa kasi, I just want to share this na if you did not come from a good family, I hope a good family comes from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Parang, let's break that generational cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And ito yung maganda nga sa usaping ito, it's because nagiging aware yung mga kabataan about the pressing mental health issues. And I think one of my job also as a teacher is to provide psychoeducations. We do not want to over-pathologize.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi there are some students, hindi naman po natin ini-invalidate, but we just want to correct some misconceptions. Like for example, nagkaroon sila ng sad moments and then they will label themselves as, I am depressed, I am anxious. Nagkaroon ng mood swing, bipolar yan. Ayaw niyang makihalubilo, antisocial yan. What we do as teachers at the academy, we educate them about the criteria because these are not just adjectives, but these are actually disorders. So ang ginagawa ko po, ine-educate ko sila what are the criteria bago mo masabi na you have anxiety, you have depression, you have bipolar. It's not just about having mood swings and even antisocial. It's quite different from being asocial. So that, I think, the number one role as a teacher is to provide psychoeducation. And isa nga sabi ko kanina, let's promote an environment where trust is very rampant. Kumbaga, in the university, it is not just a citadel of knowledge, but also it should serve as their second home, wherein they can open up, they can trust us as their second mothers, and in that way, I think mas nagiging open ang mga students in talking about their mental health issues kapag they trust the teacher. Okay, so yan po.
Ayan, okay. And then, yung sa second case natin kanina, she talked about, kumbaga, she is aware na parang lagi akong parang biglang kinakabahan, tapos parang merong very visual pa yung description niya, parang merong batong nakapatong sa aking dibdib, hanang makaangas. How important is that, ma'am, nga aware is una DJ physical manifestations? Yes, ma'am.
Very fortunate yun, yung ating second na case. Kasi it seems like compared to the first case, she has a very strong support system. Kasi nasabi niya na she was able to open up her feelings kung yung nararamdaman niya, and the family is very supportive and was able to give her the care that she needs. No? I think sa ating background, clinically diagnosed siya. So, as sa amin po na physician, by the way, I'm a generalist po ako ha. Hindi po ako psychiatrist. Pero whenever a patient or a learner comes to us, complaining of symptoms, minsan kasi it's very easy to isipin na pag masakit ang tiyan, baka nag-hyperacidity siya. Or nahirapan siyang huminga, baka may problem sa lungs. Ang bilis ng tibok ng puso, baka may problem sa heart. That's why it's very important, no, sa medical side of things, no, in general, na when a learner comes to you of the symptoms, inaalam mo yung buong history. Kasi kapag nag-i-interview ka ng isang pasyente, ng isang learner, makukuha mo yan sa kanyang history. Ano kaya yung nag-cause? Ano yung ginagawa mo nung nagkaroon ka ng ganitong symptoms? And it's very common na may mga psychosomatic na manifestations ang anxiety, any mental illness, no? Very common din yung hirap akong huminga. I think nakikita natin sa TV yung pag nag-anxiety attack siya, nahihirapan siyang huminga, sumasakit ang tiyan, sumasakit ang ulo, parang, sabi niya kanina parang may nakadagan. So, ano siya, I think it's a good reminder also to all of us na the mental illness is hindi siya sa utak mo lang. No? It can manifest in ways that the learner or the patient also cannot control. So, it's a good reminder na kapag mental illness, it's in the brain, part siya ng katawan mo. So, it can manifest anywhere. So, importante when a learner comes to you, no, complaining of these symptoms, to explain to them, no, na pwede siyang maging symptomatic din, na yung nakikita natin, lari nagsusuka. Common din yun, nagsusuka. Pag anxious siya, o kaya, ang tawag dito, yung diarrhea, pwede rin yun. Those are, those can be psychosomatic symptoms. No? Sa amin, sa medical, syempre ang aming first na gagawin is to make sure na there are no other medical conditions that could be causing. Kasi mahirap din naman na sabihin natin na, kasi ano yan? Kasi diagnosed siya with whatever, no? Whatever illness. Baka yung sakit lang niya na yung mental illness niya. So, there's a very fine line, no, between psychosomatic and actual somatic na symptoms. So, kapag health personnel ka or you're a physician, importante na nakikita mo yung holistic na condition ng ating learner. So, madali kasi if learner, we know that a learner is clinically diagnosed. For some of us to anchor our diagnosis doon sa kanyang sakit. We have to make sure din, kailangan na sa amin, warning sa aming mga health personnel na hindi porket anxious naman siya. At pag may nakadagan sa dibdib niya, ay feeling natin ay anxiety. Anxiety attack agad. So, ano yan, those are lines na kapag physician ka, pag generalist ka, dapat yan, nakikita mo yan lahat. So, critical din yung role natin, not only our mental health professionals or psychologists, psychiatrists, even the generalists or physicians na nakikita natin lahat ng complaints, lahat ng concerns ng ating mga learners, tinitignan, inaaral natin mabuti. O ano yung pinaka-best na support na maibigay natin.
I see. But maganda yan kasi we really see that it's not really just in the mind, that the physical manifestations na. Iso nga kaya nasa uwan, no, that the physical manifestations na, there are things that we can do about it. Haan nga, it's not the end of the world. Although some of those undergoing through mental issues, they think na wala nang solusyon. It's the end of the world. Maraming pwedeng paraan. And hindi laging gamot yan hindi automatic na medical attention. Kagaya nga, nung kwento ng ating kaibigan kanina, na-discover niya ang coping mechanism ng pagsusulat. Ayan, she expresses her thoughts, her mind. Kumbaga, ina-unload niya yung gulo sa utak niya through writing. How important, ma'am, nga maamuan mo niya ti coping mechanism. Buti sa kanya, she was able to find that writing is a coping mechanism for her. How important, ma'am, na alam natin ang coping mechanism natin?
Okay. as what Ma'am Giselle said a while ago, Ma'am Giselle is talking as an instructor or a professor in the academe. So for me, as a guidance counselor in the academe also, as the first case na mayaman siya, yung mga ganyan, well, our role as a guidance counselor in the university or any school is we give individual counseling. Yun ang naibibigay namin una sa mga client namin, sa mga college. However, we have to interview our clients kung what is really the background, kung meron siyang family problem. Yun ang importante kasi kung bakit siya, kahit matalino ka, you are very good in the academe, but as the first case, hindi siya, masayahin siyang tao. Pero gusto niya buo yung family, na naiinggit siya, na kahit magiging cum laude siya, for example, hindi sinasamahan ng mga parent. But there is always a possibility na kausapin mong masinsinan yung bata kung ano talaga ang deeper na nangyayari sa kanya kung bakit siya gano'n. She has all the resources but she is not happy. Yung mga ganun ba? So, we really need deeper counseling and counseling and counseling. Because for me, as my experience, our guidance office serves as the second home for our students in our college, in our university. Doon mo nalalaman ng sari-saring problema ng mga estudyante. That's the time na papasok kami na mga guidance counselor. Because we will not go beyond our limits also as guidance counselor. If we need some referrals to the higher experts, doon namin ginagawa. Pero, meron kaming second, fina-follow up din namin yan. Yung mga bata, babalik sa amin na, Ma'am, thank you ha sa mga best practices na sinasabi mo sa amin. Yung anong gagawin ko na una, yung second, at saka third. Doon. Kasi sa amin, hindi namin ini-insist ng ganito. You better listen. Because these steps of our counseling needs it for you to cope up with your problems in the academe or in your family. Mga ganon. So, hindi namin sila pinipilit na mga ganon. So, but as I said, we need a follow-up for our students. Kung okay na siya, doon na rin sila, ma'am, your advices, your counseling na binibigay mo sa amin ay effective para sa aming mga problema. Yun, doon ka masaya. Kasi nagte-thank you sila. Nag-go back sila sa amin na thank you for all the advices, for all the what you call this, deeper counseling, assessment na binibigay mo sa amin. Yun lang po.
I see. Kaya naman, nagpapasalamat din po kami sa inyo dahil nga mental health is, kumbaga, it's an emerging field pa lamang. Hantay pa'y unay nga amo, no? Kasi ano nga, how to go through these things. But we are lucky, taada kayo apo nga, who are really navigating this new field for all of us. And mahirap, di ba? Parang you are working for the mental health of others. How about mine, di ba? Kaya so nga, we are also very thankful kada kayo. But of course, Governor Mario Eduardo C. Ortega also supports the advocacies and the causes for mental health. That's why, isa po sa mga priority programs na gagawin po ni Governor Mario is to put up the Provincial Mental Health Recovery Facility. Ito po ay isang structure mismo, it's a physical facility. Kumbaga, isa siyang ospital na ang focus lang talaga niya is to cater on the mental health needs dagiti umili iti La Union. So nga, we are hopeful for that, but what the provincial government guarantees, kadagiti ubing tayo, kadagiti pamilyada, no adda dagiti kakasoy nga mental health concerns tayo, adda iti tulong nga maited kada kayo. For example, dagiti ubing who are going through some mental issues ta awanti pa nag-eskwela da, we find way tapno maikanda kayo iti some kind of assistance tapno. Again, education is very important for Governor Mario. Kan kadagiti kakadwa na apo in the provincial government, kastamat kadagiti kakuyugan tayo in the component local government units. So, what the provincial government assures, mental health apo kat priority mo at dagitoy leaders tayo. Okay? So, as we cap our discussion langanan siguro, tips. Inya dagiti practical tips langanan, kadagiti umili tayo, no adda iti they are going through some rough times, what easy ways tapno nalaka nga maibsan because we want nga at the stress level pa lang we solve on this na tapno haan nga mag-aggravate na. Siguro I would start. Ako, ang isa sa main na ginagawa ko is deep breathing. Very important. Malipatan tayo gamit ti agangers. Diba? That's very true. That's what I do whenever I think na I'm going through something, I really make sure consciously that I breathe. Deep breath, and then kunada, you inhale through the nose, right? Like parang 7 seconds kunada. So 7 seconds. And then exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, huh! Yan. Kahit mabaho, di at least na-relief ka naman, di ba? That's what I do. Deep breathing and conscious breathing. Ikaw naman, Ma'am Giselle.
Ako, sir, unang-una is I acknowledge that there is something wrong. Okay? And then every night po, I do, yung deep breathing exercises and even yung mindfulness na tinatawag. And then, it's okay for you to, anong tawag na doon? Pamper yourself, yung me time, yung self-time na tinatawag. Napaka-importante yan. But at the same time, dapat healthy din yung coping mechanism natin and yung creative outlet natin. Ako, honestly, personally po, ang laking tulong sa akin ng mga aso.
Wow.
Diba? Kasi there are some studies saying na when you hug your dogs, nagproproduce yung katawan natin ng oxytocin, that is the happy hormone, serotonin. Kaya pag uwi ko po ng bahay, I think yun po yung strength ko na may nilulook forward ako pag uwi ko na kahit stressed ako sa trabaho, pag uwi ko may sasalubong sa akin ng mga dogs ko and then we cuddle for hanggang pagtulog ko and then laban ulit sa buhay.
Diba? And the consciousness nga, if you're going through something, lilipas din yan. Diba? Every day is a new day.
Pero I think, I want to comment, sir, na I think we need also to avoid yung mga statements like na okay lang yan, lilipas din yan. Sorry, sir, pero yung just be positive. Kumbaga mga false hopes kasi. Siguro, sir, what we can say is na it's okay that you feel that way, but we are here for you.
Correct.
Kumbaga, yung mga ganong mga statements, sir, na just be positive, okay lang yan. Hindi ka ako okay.
Hindi nga ako okay. Alright, si Doc naman po.
Siguro in addition din sa sabi ni Sir at ni Ma'am, never be afraid to reach out to anyone, no? Humans are programmed to be part of a community. No? We do not exist in a vacuum. Hindi natin kaya. We are all social beings. Kailangan, there is always someone. You are a part of a community. So it could be your family, pwedeng friends mo, anyone, no? Dapat kapag yung may mga overwhelming ka na feelings, you have to find someone to talk about it to. So, I think yun minsan yung kinukulang sa atin, na sa tingin natin because nasa utak natin yung problem, iniisip natin siya, sarili natin siyang personal struggle. Iniisip ng iba minsan na, akin na muna, akin to. Ayokong maging burden sa iba. Kailangan mo siyang i-share yung burden para mas magaan siya.
Catharsis.
Catharsis.
Exactly. So, no one lives alone. Kailangan mong mag-reach out to someone else. Kung hindi man siya pamilya mo, kaibigan mo, someone you love, your dog. Sa akin naman po, sa case ko naman, Ma'am, my cats.
Wow!
So yun, remember that you are never alone. You are always part of the larger cosmos.
Nice. Yeah, we are here for you. And si Ma'am Guidance Counselor.
Ako naman, sir, pag, for example, pag pagod na tayo sa mga ginagawa natin, well, ang ginagawa ko talaga, sir, is I have to stand in the office mag-exercise ako. Mag-stretching na ako.
Paano, ma'am, yung ginagawa mo?
Or after work, because I am going to Zumba dance, because of my age, because I am already 41 years as a guidance counselor in Dimsu, so I will be retiring next year. Mandatory na si ma'am sa next year. Kaya ang relaxation ko yun, maganda doon, kasi nare-relieve yung mga, naaalis yung mga toxic sa katawan mo, kasi naa-absorb ko lagi as a full-time guidance counselor. Sari-sari kasi ang problema, sir, sa in a day, sari-sari. May walk-in, may pupuntahan kang umiiyak. Nag-troubleshoot kasi ako sa mga ibang kolehiyo. Meron yung problema ng mga estudyante yan. Ay, sabi ko, napamper na ang utak ko sa katawan ko. Yung emotions mo, parang nandyan lahat sa'yo. So, all I need is, after work, I have to go outside for an activity just to i-burst out lahat ang mga kung sa office lang naman, nag-i-stretching ka, nag-walking ako. So, pag ayaw ko na talaga, pag puno na,
Wala.
Zumba.
hindi ko natitignan yung computer at saka mga papel.
Same.
Oo.
Correct.
Ayaw ko na. Kasi
Correct.
masakit na ang ulo mo.
Correct.
Yung mga ganun ba na dapat mong gawin. At saka pag uuwi ako, I am a widow and had no child. Pag nandyan na yung mga pamangkin ko, lalo na yung mga anak ng pamangkin ko, o kiss na dito, parang nawawala yung mga yung mga stress ko. Yun lang po.
Wow. And we are lucky nga, Rod, ma'am, prior to your retirement, you were able to share, Garod. So after retirement, ma'am, you could do some help din or haanan.
I will.
Yes.
Because nakaplano na yan po sa akin.
Wow.
May plan na po ako ahead of my retirement.
Wow. Palakpakan naman natin si Ma'am Alicia, 41 years as guidance counselor.
Na-awardan na din ako noon.
Wow.
Ganun na. Kasi maaga po
Diba?
ako, mga 20 years old lang po ako nandyan. From graduation, nandyan na ako.
Wow.
Estudyante ko pa lang sa elementary high school hanggang ngayon. So I am very happy na naka-registered psychologist na siya, naka-registered psychometrician na siya. Talino siyang bata kasi student leader yan.
O diba, kung nag-give up si ma'am noong panahon na nagtuturo siya, may mga struggles noong nagtuturo, kung nag-give up siya at nag-give into mental health issues, hindi siya nakapag-produce ng mga magagaling na Ma'am Giselle. Tama, di ba? Wow. And of course, very grateful pa tayo sa mga management natin, school administrators, ating workplaces na supportive at nire-recognize na ang mental health ay parte ng well-being ng mga empleyado. Okay? Naku, we would want to have this conversation going and going. Limited po ang ating airtime. No, adda po iti-tips yung kan kaya't yung i-share how to uplift our well-being in terms of mental health. I-comment yung apo down below. Yeah, nice. Dahil ang rod apo, iti Provincial Government of La Union talk show tayo, itinaga ni Apo Governor Mario Eduardo C. Ortega. Agkay-kaysa tayo apo to help each other because it's really a wonderful life. Agyaman kami launay apo.